Hey you! So today we have another Figma figure. This is 383 and this is Shigure Kai 2. This is from the Kankoli range. Now, as you know, I love Kankoli. I love the figures. I think they're awesome. So this one I had to jump on, and we've got more coming. Yes, we've got more coming. So with this one, you've got a lovely window display where you can see the figure, you can see the two faces, and you can also see the gun turrets. On the side, you can see her character. On the back, you can see all the different ones that she poses in. And then there you got another picture of the character. On the top, the character. On the bottom, the character. So let's open this bad girl and have a look inside. Here she is outside the box. Now, first of all, I will say this because in case I forget, the piece of hair here literally flung off when I opened the box, so just be careful in case it's quite loose because it just literally just falls out quite easily. Now this figure also reminds me of like Gohan from the Fig Arts range, and also very much similar, reminds me to Sora from Kingdom Hearts, which I'm a bit like, it's kind of cool. Anyway, so looking at the figure, the eyes are the one that kind of like brings out this figure. It looks absolutely fantastic. Very blue, very kind of inviting, and it's like you're drawn to this completely. I really like the way that her outfit is, her uniform is, because it actually works really well with the character, with the colors, with everything. It looks fantastic. Now, as we look at the top, we see that we've got a red line going across it with the white. Again, works really well, and the tie has white there, which looks fine. It reminds me of like a Cub Scout or something like that with like the toggle there, so that was kind of an interesting design they've got. On the side here you've got the arms, which have the red and white. That works fine. And as we've got the two buttons here, that kind of reminds me of Christmas for some strange reason. And then we've got her skirt. One thing I also will notice, because I'm just about to move on, I really like the kind of like the ponytail. You can see here that you've got red there, so I'm guessing that's either a comms or just decorative. And then at the top you've got the kind of like really random anime hair thing that you normally see in a hero or something. But she looks kind of cool. There's nothing on the other side. But yeah, as we move down, we see that she's got her guns here. They're attached, which again looks really cool. I like the X. I think that looks really cool. In the light I can see it, but normally when looking at it straight on I can't. So I really like the fact that they've put this in. Again, we've got the kind of shoes that they kind of wear, so they can steer, and then we've got the kind of the guns here that move as well. I really like the gloves as well. Again, this just reminds me of Sora from Kingdom Hearts. But we've got the kind of skirt with a red line across it. At the very back of the figure, we see that there is the rudders, the kind of that steer her when she's on the water. We've got kind of a black sock, which I never thought I'd see. I generally thought that this would have a bit more detail, but this is just painted on. So finally, out of all the reviews that I've done, we find one that is just normal plastic, that there is no kind of detail on it at all. I have never seen that at all. But we've got the guns here, lovely red tips, as well as the kind of black tips at the bottom. It just works really well. It's very well detailed. When you run your finger across it, you can feel that it's raised. It's not just a form of like normal painted on, so they've really taken the time to actually sculpt this. But I'm guessing they've got like loads of them just lying about at the factory, so I shouldn't be surprised on that one. At the back here we have the piece where the main gun's going to go in. You know, I know it for straight away, or if you don't want the guns on, you can obviously just put the stand in there for it to be attached. And then obviously we've got the guns at the top. We've got there. On the back of her school uniform or outfit, we can see that the red line's going across. Now, I generally thought that they would be straight across, it wouldn't overlap, but mainly I'm guessing in the anime they do. So this is kind of cool. I really kind of like it. On the side, I don't know if I showed, but as it kind of shows you there, the red goes all the way through, which is kind of fun. And then you got it on that one as well. The hair is very kind of normal. I think there's like a bit of red on mine, which is just there. And then obviously you've got the kind of curves. It looks just like normal anime hair to me. So as normal, we'll do a stress test and we'll see what it is. Wow, that I didn't really expect that. The shoe goes all the way forward. That's actually quite cool. And it stops at the thing with the kind of the tongue of the foot. That's awesome. I really like that. You've got the toes. They move as well. So the leg moves around like so. It bends really well, like that, and it bends. quite well like that. So the leg moves about. Now it doesn't really move a lot. I'm guessing maybe the arms. Let's move the arms forward. So it doesn't really move a lot. It goes from side to side, but that's it. Arm goes up. Now one thing is I want to see if the arms actually move all the way around. Yeah, so the arm moves all the way around. And moves like that. Let's try it on the other one. Kind of. Yeah, so it does. It kind of sticks there a little bit, but I'm not going to put a lot of stress because I don't want to damage the figure. The hand. Well, it's not focusing much today. The hand moves all the way about, and then the head moves around. Again, be careful because this just, as I said, I'm going to show you really quickly. It just comes out. Oh, I'll show you in the next part. But yeah, the head moves around like so. So this one's not very good in articulation, but it's still a cool figure. This is what I'm talking about with the face. Let's change it now. Just this one here. So I'm guessing it's. Notice how that just comes out straight away. So I'll show you again. Like, there's no kind of pull, there's nothing there. So I don't know if that's kind of defective or where it holds it is. So the face just easily pops open. Now, for a face that comes off so easily, putting a new one on is slightly difficult. So with that, I've had to really kind of put pressure just to kind of get in. So maybe the different face may have. So just make sure you're not getting this piece of hair at the top. That's really weird. Like, it's because the face isn't on properly. So I don't know what it is. Like, this is like the second time a Figma figure's had problems. Like the hair not sticking on at all. So it's not being caught on anything. So maybe it's just a defective one on that one. But that's the one with her kind of eyes looking off to this way. Again, it kind of brings a little bit to the figure. That was a lot harder and very weird. I don't know what it is about the figures at the moment. Like the face, it's just a lot harder to kind of, so you have to really push the hair back in. But like even that, even when you look down, the hair falls off. So I'm very concerned that it might be that one. So we have to contact them and say like, look, you know, the head isn't working. It just keeps falling out. It shouldn't be like that. I'm very worried. That's actually really annoyed me. And also the face, you have to literally push it down so it goes from that way to there. So that I'm very kind of annoyed about. You know, it feels like there's something either blocking it or it's not connecting. So it's fine if you're doing that, but if she poses down, the hair just falls off. So yeah, not happy about that whatsoever. So yeah, let's move on to the next part. One of the main things that's moved her across is you get the kind of weapon, the basically the attack, and this is what kind of really I like. Hopefully there's a way to kind of just open it apart. So like that, very simple. Don't put a lot of pressure because you don't want to damage it. But it's on these kind of like I wouldn't say like spider leg type things. So we're gonna put the figure together. Okay, so that's not there. So it goes in that way. So that must be for the thing. Okay, so I thought that would have moved a little bit, but it just connects like so. And just kind of push it in. That's what you need to do. Just make sure it's fine. So you get these kind of, oh, that pops out quite easily. And the hair falls off. Not the kind of best figure so far. So you can obviously like kind of position it to fire it that way. Bring up the other one to fire there. To kind of combine them so it's one weapon. Or you can add in some extra parts, which are these little things, which are the kind of the handles, so she can hold on to them. So let's just add them in. Thought you added those parts, but you don't. Let's just say that. So it's this part here that there is like that. So you just pull it out like so, and attach it. So let's put it back into the hand. And then obviously with the other one, I was going to show you on there. Do the same. Pull it out to hold that. Doing it with one hand is not the best. So there, it attaches very similar to this, and then obviously she can hold it on. So let's just change faces and the hands so you can see what it looks like. I've added on the hands so she can hold it onto the weapons, and they're kind of not too bad. Like, you can change it a little bit, but obviously you can kind of extend the arm and kind of control the weapon, which I think is quite cool. But again, like, I think that I wouldn't have her arms on it. I think I would generally just have the weapons like pointing out. Now apparently you can take these off as well. So like those, we'll put the figure there. These little things, you can attach to them. So it makes it so if we take her hand off, yeah, we can add on this extra one, so it gives more power. This figure is falling apart constantly. God damn. So yeah, this is actually quite weird. But you can add that in. You can give her some extra firepower. So if these cannons are firing, she can fire these off as well. So let's talk about this figure. I have to say, I am not impressed. I like it. I think it looks really cool. These are fantastic. They really give something to the figure, but to be honest, with the hair falling out, with the kind of like these things not attaching well, and one thing I had to do is like with the ball joint, I had to use the spare one because when I pulled this hand out, it just pulled the entire joint out, which really kind of made it irritable when I had to really try and either replace the hand or had to take out the other ball joint because that one was stuck to that hand. I generally think for this figure, it could have been a lot better. It could have been taken back to actually see if it passed quality control. But with this one, just with the hair falling out and with the arm joint, I generally have lowered my expectations for this. Apart from that, the figure looks amazing. The color, the extra accessories, you know, this is something that will be amazing to add to a collection. But for now, I'm more like, oh, okay. Yeah, you know, this one I kind of have my expectations has lowered quite a lot. I really don't know. Like, if you're getting it for a collection, then get it for a collection. If you're buying it for your first one, I would really kind of skip over this. This isn't what I would expect, and especially from Figma, this is, I think, maybe the first or second figure that I've just gone, I don't like, or I'm not a big fan of. You know, it needs to be better. But apart from that, I think, yeah, it's okay if you're getting the entire collection like myself. But as a one-off, should I start this one? I would skip this one. So I'm going to leave it there. If you've liked this video, like, favorite, comment, and consider subscribing. Check that notification bell if you want to see more videos like this. And then, you know, check out all the other videos on the channel. And as always, Rangers, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.